Good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Bonilla, and today I will be explaining how you guys will be conducting your second pendulum experiment. So before we get there, I want to show you guys something on your Edmodo page. So today I'm going to explain what you guys are going to be doing, because I'm not going to show you how to construct it because you guys will be using the same pendulum that you used in your first pendulum experiment. If you forgot how you built it or if you threw it away, you can go back here. So this is our Edmodo page. You will go into your folders. You will go right here where it says July 6th to July 10th. And you will find the Pendulum Experiment MP4. That is a Pendulum Experiment video. So that's the video I made for your first experiment, where I actually showed you how to design the pendulum. And I showed you how to create everything. So in this video, I won't be showing you how to create it because I already showed you that. But if you forgot, or if you threw it away, you can just go back right here, and you may watch that video again so that you know how to create it. So I'm gonna jump straight into the experiment. So right here, right? Same thing that we did last time. I have the pendulum set up exactly how I did last time, right? So I have the pendulum that I created. I have the string. All right, I have it measured. Remember, I told you how I measured it from here all the way up, a total of 8 inches. Okay, so the string should be a total of 8 inches long, and then I have it measured over here. So last time, what we did was we were trying to figure out if the length, right, how long the string is of the pendulum, affects how long it takes to do 10 periods. Remember, what we said a period is, when we start at a certain distance, right, we start at this angle, when it goes back and forth, that will be called 1 period, right? So as it starts here, it swings, that's 1 period, 2 periods, 3 periods. So every time it goes back, that will be another period, right? And we were testing to see how the length affects it. So this week, we're not going to be testing length. So that's going to be a controlled variable. The length will stay the same at 8 inches. Okay. What we are testing now is weight. So does weight affect the time it takes for a pendulum to do 10 periods? So this is why we have our batteries. Remember the batteries that we got from the dollar store, right? So we will start with 1 battery, right? We'll start with 1 battery. And then we have our ruler here to measure the distance that we're going to pull it. So that the angle is the same for all the trials, right? So I have my ruler here, and we're going to pull it to approximately 8 inches, right? So I have 8 inches here. You want to have another ruler to make sure it's completely aligned, you can have it there, right? We'll start it at 8 inches, right? And then I will have my stopwatch on my phone, like I did last time, right? So I'll take out the timer, stopwatch, I'll have it ready. I'll pull it to 8 inches, right? And I have 1 battery, so we're measuring the weight to see does the weight change affect how long it takes a pendulum to 10 periods. So once I let go, I will start my timer, right? And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop. So our time, if you see, it is about, Lord, 14 seconds and 14 and 6/10 of a second, right? So that will be my first trial. So I would do it with the same weight 3 times, all right? I will do that 3 times. And I will go, let me show you. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you the lab report, okay? So that you guys know exactly where this goes. So here's our lab report, right? So right here, so when you get to the actual trial period, the weight will be right here. I will put 1 battery, right? Now type that in, 1 battery. And then trial, this will be the time. How long did we get? It took 14.6 of a second per second to complete 10 periods. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do it 2 more times, right? So we'll do the exact same thing. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I will leave it at the same exact weight. I will pull it again 8 inches, and then I will let it swing for 10 times, back in 10 periods. Got low battery, look at that. Right, a total of 10 times. 1, 2, 3, and you guys get the point, right? So I will do that. I'll time it, and then I'll do my second trial, my third trial. Now, when we get to, let me show you. Here, what is our next weight? What we're going to do is we will add a second battery. Right? So we're going to add another battery. Right? So now we're testing it with 2 batteries, and we're going to see, hey, is adding more weight going to change how long it takes to do 10 periods? Do you guys think it's going to take longer? Do you think it's going to go faster now that there's more weight? So we'll do the exact same thing. The length stays the same. We'll pull it 8 inches again. And once again, you let it go and you just time it. 1, 2, and you'll be timing it on your stopwatch. Right? We'll do that a total of 3 times. And after you do your 3 trials, for the last trial, for the last time, for the last weight, you will have 3 batteries. Right? Put 3 batteries in there. Boom. Once again, you do the same exact thing 3 times. You pull it back to 8 inches. You get your stopwatch ready. When it's ready, you let go. You start your timer. You count 10 periods. And after 10 periods are done, you stop your stopwatch. And you put your data inside. You put your data on your lab sheet. All right, in your lab report. So let me go back to our lab report. So here in our lab report, right? So you guys, that's basically what you're doing for your experiment. It's relatively simple, but it's cool to test those things. You know, those weight affect the time it takes to complete 10 periods. The last time we did this, length affected. If you guys did conduct the experiment correctly last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago, you would have seen that length does affect it, right? So the longer the length of the pendulum, actually the longer it takes to complete 10 pendulums. But the shorter it is, the faster it will complete 10 pendulums. So now we're going to see, hey, what happens with weight? Does more weight cause it to go faster? Does more weight cause it to go slower? So here, I know some people are having issues, right? So it's relatively simple. The independent variable is what you're changing. So what are we changing the experiment, right? We're changing the weight. We're changing the weight of the pendulum. The dependent variable is what changes because of the independent variable. So as we add more weight, what do we think is going to change, right? And we're testing time. So the dependent variable should be the time it takes to complete 10 pendulums, 10 periods, right? So here you will write your hypothesis. How do you write a hypothesis? If independent variable, then dependent variable. So for example, I'm gonna make a hypothesis right now. If I increase the weight of the pendulum, then it will take a shorter amount of time to complete 10 periods, right? So in this thing, I'm saying, hey, if I add more weight, then the time is going to be shorter to complete 10 periods, right? So that's an example. Or you can do the opposite. If there's less weight on the pendulum, then the time will be longer or shorter, whatever you think, okay? So control variable, what stays the same here is the length of the pendulum. We're not changing the length at all. Materials, you really don't have to worry about that. And then here, after you complete your experiment, does your data support your hypothesis? Your hypothesis is this, right? Is it correct? Is it not? How can you improve the experiment? And what did you learn about the topic? So it's relatively simple, guys. I hope that you guys have fun doing this experiment. It's really just um, an adapted version of the first experiment that he did. All right, guys. I hope that you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, just message me, guys, and I'll try my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.